What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Undefeated WBC super middleweight champion David Benavidez will defend his belt April 18th against Traux. That's a surprise, man. Surprising news, man. David Benavidez was supposed to defend his belt against #1 mandatory contender Yurdaman. As you know, he was last seen fighting, I think it was 2019, at the end of the middle part of 2019, he fought Anthony Durrell in a highly controversial split decision victory for Anthony Durrell, man. He gave a good account of himself, and a lot of people thought he won that fight. I actually thought the judges had it right, man, giving it the victory to Anthony Durrell, but it was a very competitive, hard-fought matchup. Everybody was anticipating that was going to be the matchup, but he had to pull out due to injury. And then the next opponent they was talking about was David Benavidez versus Lionel Thompson. Lionel Thompson fights out of TMT Promotion. That's Mayweather's promotional company. His last victory, he defeated Jose Ukitake in a upset. Very upset, man. A lot of people didn't see that coming, man. A lot of people thought this was pretty much a tune-up fight for Jose Ukitake to get him back again on the road to another title shot. And Lionel Thompson, man, put on a good performance, man. He was able to use his technical skills to beat Jose Ukitake, man. Use his jab, the right hand. Every time Jose Ukitake tried to unload his power punches, he was able to get close and smother his power punching Jose Ukitake, man. So it was a beautiful performance, and I was looking forward to that fight, knowing that Yurdaman was pulling out that fight because he had got injured. He couldn't, I think he had surgery, and that was going to keep him out for a while. I was happy about Lionel Thompson, but Lionel Thompson priced himself out, and now they've got Traux, who was supposed to be fighting. He was supposed to have been fighting a title fight before. Not a title. It was supposed to be a WBC title eliminator. He's supposed to be fighting against what's my boy name, man? My boy name. He's supposed to have been fighting, man. What's his boy name? I can't remember his name. The boy out of New York. The middleweight fighter out of New York, man, he got a lot of publicity, man, and they was mentioning him fighting, there we go, Quillen. He's supposed to fight Quillen. Yeah, he's supposed to fight Quillen, man, out of New York. And Peter Quillen. That's what I'm looking at. He was supposed to, they had a fight that took place in 2019, and they had a clash of heads, and they ended up stopping that fight because it was before the 4th round, and it was ruled a no contest. Now, Traux, man, that guy is what you call a professional fighter. He's gonna give you an honest day's work. He's gonna maximize his ability. But the problem is he's a limited fighter, man. He doesn't do anything great. He doesn't have a lot of power. He doesn't have a lot of speed, and he doesn't have a lot of technical skills, man. But he's just a hard-working fighter, man, a man's man. And for him to be in the mix for another title shot. He's basically fighting for the title, the WBC super middleweight title, man. It's kudos to him, man, getting this far with his limited ability, man. But he always shows up in good condition, great shape, and he always gives an honest effort, man. But it's just a matter of talent level. He just don't have the talent level to compete with somebody the skill level of David Benavidez. David Benavidez is a much bigger man too, man. David Benavidez is a big super middleweight, man. I anticipate him as he gets a little bit older, moving up to light heavyweight and maybe even cruiserweight, man. This guy is a real big guy, man. So he'll be the naturally bigger guy, the more technical guy, the faster hand speed. Just as long as he stay focused, man, this should be a easy, I'm not going to say an easy victory because there's nothing easy about boxing. You're fighting in there, you're putting your life on the line, but he should win this fight with no problem, man, if he comes in focused, man. If he comes in there not focused and half-stepping, Traux will make him pay, because the thing about Traux is he's going to come to fight, man. If you out there, not giving maximum effort, taking everything for granted, not training properly for this fight, it will show up fighting a fighter of Traux, because he's going to always bring his best effort. He always going to bring his A game. As limited as it is, he's going to always do that. So that's the only thing that would make this fight an interesting fight. Every time this happens, somebody want to shoot me a message on YouTube while I'm doing a video, but That is, but it is what it is. But only way this fight becomes interesting is if David Benavidez comes in unfocused, which I don't anticipate him doing it because he's got bigger fish to fry after this fight. He's got a lucrative unification fight on the horizon, you know, somewhere toward the middle part of summer of 2020 or winter of 2020 at the latest, I would assume, against Caleb Plant to find out I'm not going to say who's a top dog at super middleweight because you still have Calvin Smith out there. You still got Canelo Alvarez fighting at 168, but it will go a long ways toward determining who's the number one guy at 168 pounds once those two guys mix it up, man. But we'll see what happens, man. But David Benavidez will be fighting Caleb Traux April 18th. The fight will take place on Showtime. Don't know the venue. You know, I wonder will they put this fight in Minnesota, Minneapolis. That's the hometown of Caleb Traux, man. He's fought there many times before, and they always have a good crowd there. I think they fight over there at the Armory. That's the arena over there in Minneapolis, Minnesota, man. I always have sellout crowds over there when they're fighting. So maybe they put that over there if they're trying to maximize the revenue. I don't know if David Benavidez will be willing to go over there being the champion. He might want to fight somewhere on the West Coast, you know, somewhere in the California area. We'll see what happens, man. But they haven't named a venue or a location. But that's two places I would, if I'm the PBC, I'd be looking at the Armory in Minnesota, Minneapolis, or somewhere in California. I don't think the fight's big enough for a Staples Center, but maybe you can put it at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. Or maybe I'll put it in the Forum, the renovated new Forum in Inglewood, up to no good, California. You can put it there, or maybe put it at the StubHub Center in Carson, California, right outside the LA area. So those are a couple of venues that they'll probably be looking at, man. But we'll see what happens, man. When I get the news on the venue, I'll let you guys know. Leave your comments in the comment section if you think this is a good matchup. I personally am kind of disappointed. You know, they went from Yurdaman to Lionel Thompson to Caleb Traux, man. So to me, it's a downgrade from the first two opponents that were mentioned to fight David Benavidez. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this fight, man, with David Benavidez and Caleb Traux. You think it's a good fight, or you think it's a bad fight for David Benavidez? He need to fight a high-quality opponent. And give your prediction on who you think going to win this fight. I know pretty much everybody that's going to text me should be taking David Benavidez. You know, I would have a hard time seeing anybody picking Caleb Traux. But you never know. You might have some Caleb Traux fans out there thinking he could pull an upset like he did when he was able to pull some upsets throughout his career. He beat the guy from the UK, man. What's the guy that came over here from the UK, had the belt? He upset him. He went over there to the UK and upset him for the belt. In a huge upset. Then he fought him in a rematch and lost, man, but was very competitive in the rematch. So Caleb Traux is a guy that, if you're not focused, man, he can pull upset. Now, he's a former world champion, man, so you got to stay focused when you match up with him. We'll see what happens. We'll see what transpires. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the I butchered that word, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.